Cool. Hi guys. So basically with the recipe I was supposed to upload quite like about 4 or 5 videos. But I'm still learning the gist of things and I kind of deleted like the ones in the middle. So I'm kind of just gonna give you a little bit of a summary of what happened in the ones that were deleted, and then just upload what I kind of still have. So basically, after we tried to make the mealie bread, um, we basically did not wait for it to rise because we realized that by putting in frozen corn, we kind of killed the activating agent for the yeast. But you don't have to use frozen corn, by the way. You can use like fresh corn. You could use sweet corn. It just really depends on what you want to do and what you have at home. You don't even have to use corn specifically. You could use whatever other vegetable you want to make. Also, it's important to note that that little bread thing doesn't have any eggs. It doesn't have any butter. It's basically vegetarian slash vegan friendly, which is really awesome. Another thing to note is that it's also something just kind of really made up. So your main ingredients in that would be, as you'll see in the first video, was your flour, your mealie meal, some salt, some yeast, a little bit of sugar, some water. I'm just trying to give this off the top of my head. But anyway, so that was that, right? So basically, we let it stand for probably about 10 minutes. And then we heated the oven up to about 180 degrees Celsius, or is Celsius the right one to use? Either way, it was 180 degrees, and then both the top and bottom was on, and we left it in there for roughly around 15 minutes, because we didn't make them like really big. We made them like kind of small, like your biscuity type of thing, but also like a bready type of thing. If you leave it in longer, it will most likely come out like a rusk. That's what our conclusion was, right? And in the videos that we actually made that got deleted, we kind of had like different people tasting it immediately after it was made, and then we tried to figure out what was the missing ingredient, because like I personally felt like, and I still kind of feel like there is something missing from this bread. But according to my little assistant slash brother, you'll see him in some of the videos, all you need is butter. Like even like the other people that had it, when they had it with butter, it was completely fine, which is cool, awesome, yay. But if you guys figure out something else besides like adding butter and stuff, or margarine, or whatever agent you want to use, do let us know. And then for the second thing that was also deleted was the beans thing, right? So basically, we used a ton of baked beans. It had like, what you call it? Yeah, you know the beans, the baked beans that you buy at the shops, guys. Any tin, it's got that tomato flavor. Yeah, we used that. We used some frozen vegetables that was in a packet in the freezer. We put in some Raja mild curry spice. It's like in a yellow box. And then we also added like 3 chilies, and that was about it. Literally, there was no oil in there. Towards the end though, we did add like half a cup of water in. But that's about it, hey? We didn't really add much to it. I didn't add any salt to it. I didn't add any pepper, any of your spices. I mean, you probably could, because then you get like a different taste. But we were kind of just going for simple, easy, what's available in the house, without spending too much money. And yeah, so we kind of got that, and then we had that with some rotis from Corniches, which is like 2 rand a roti. I don't really feel like making rotis like at that time in the evening, but yeah, so we did that. You can totally like obviously do a lot of things with that. If you want to add meat into it, because you eat meat or fish or whatever the case would be, I'm sure there is a way to do it. I mean, you could also add like your soya stuff as well. It will just obviously probably would have to add like different spices and stuff into it as well to just kind of change the flavor a little bit, because it does have like a little bit of a sweetish taste to it, and you need to kind of it all depends on the flavor that you're looking for. Yeah, and then afterwards you'll see that I didn't delete that one yet. Well, not yet, but I mean, you know what I mean. So what was harvested yesterday was what is it called again? So some broccoli leaves, some cabbage leaves, and then I got some lavender, I got some mint leaves, I got some tomatoes, I got some beetroot, I had a green pepper, and then there's this other one that's got like a really funny name. So I'm still trying to figure out how it's basically pickled. So once I figure out how to pickle that thing, and then I'm totally going I'm obviously gonna post the entire process, and then you guys can just see the entire experiment that's happening. I mean, it's all about experimentation, guys. Okay, wait, let me just find the names. So apparently we also harvested morogo. I actually don't know what morogo is, so I'm definitely going to go back to the garden and find out what morogo is and what recipes I can make out of it. So what I want to do with the recipes, guys, is I want to try and make them as affordable and as easy as possible for students and whoever else wants to try them out. I mean, the stuff that I made yesterday definitely cost, without a doubt, under $100, without a doubt. And I kind of made like 4 different meals out of the different, like, from the videos you'll see. Yeah. So basically what happens, yeah, so there's going to be a video that's just going to see, I'm just like cutting up some stuffs. Some broccoli leaves and some cabbage leaves, and after I cut them, so before I cut them up, I obviously wash them. Like, it's very important, guys, before you do anything with your vegetables, with any foods really, you gotta wash them out. But after I cut them, I also wash them again. I'm just weird that way. I like to make sure my stuff is clean before I eat it. Also, I'm just like allergic to a million things, so that's like why I'm like extra cautious with stuff that I do. But I mean, it's all up to you. So immediately after, well, while I was actually cutting it up, I put a pot of lentils on the stove, some brown lentils, about 150 grams, in about a liter of water on the stove on heat 3. Just so that, like, not too fast, not too slow, just like, okay. So while I'm busy cutting up these leaves, then you're gonna, like, the lentils can just kind of like cook on its own. I didn't add anything to the lentils at all. It was just literally lentils and water in there. I used a 4-liter pot, and I'll explain why in a little bit, right? So after I cut the stuff up, I put it in another smaller pot. I'm not sure if the video is there, but you will see it. And I basically put it on the stove. Also did not add any salt, did not add any water, did not add anything. And I put that on like a high heat. My stove's highest heat is 6, so I put that on there for about 15 minutes. And then you'll actually find that the water starts to become green and whatever other color, right? That's actually the nutrients from your plants and your vegetables seeping out. And because I don't want to lose those that nutrients that's so vital to us, I use that. I still use that water at the end of it, right? So basically, what I did was after I put that onto the stove, I put on in the lentil thing because this was like 3 minutes later. Because I kind of took a little bit long cutting the stuff up because I was kind of like eating and cutting, and then I was like all over the place. But anyway, so yeah, I put in some stock stuff. I can't remember the name of it, but if it is in the videos, then awesome. But if not, I will definitely add the names onto either the our Facebook or our Twitter. I will definitely attach those links at some point as well. Yeah, once I figure out how to though. Yeah, so then put those stalks in. Guys, when using those stalks, it's very important to like remember the size of the pot that you're using, and also the amount of food that you're making. So when I was kind of cooking, I was kind of cooking for 4 people, but I also wanted like leftovers because I wanted to like take lunch for varsity and that type of thing, right? So I put one of each. There's 2 stalks that I basically put in, and it's a 4-liter pot, right? And after I put the stalk in, about 5 minutes later, I added the leaves in because they were basically kind of done. And then what happened was basically, yeah, added the leaves into the pot. I didn't throw any of the water away. That water went straight with that leaves into the pot, the 4-liter pot, and it basically filled up. The 4-liter was basically about 3 liters full, essentially. And then I just let it simmer. I literally just let it simmer on heat 3 for about another half an hour, 45 minutes. Literally, some of the water decreased, so in the end you'll find that it's like about 2 liters full, 2.5 liters full. And then I didn't add anything else, just maybe a little bit more Roger mild spice curry thing. Not a lot, like just like 2 teaspoons of that. And yeah, so I let that simmer for about 30 minutes, and then after it simmered, the same pot that I used to make the leaves in or cook the leaves up in, I drained the water out. But the trick is, guys, it's not water anymore. It's now actually a soup. I'm being dead serious. Without salt, without oil, without all these different things that we generally use in cooking, it's literally just it's a freaking amazing soup. Like, I'm being dead serious. Like, I tried it. I made a few people try it, and they really liked it. But obviously there can be variations done to this soup / water, whatever you're gonna call it. And then obviously you will have the leaves and the lentils left over in the other part, and that itself is really nice because all the flavors have just like seeped in. You got your natural flavors of your lentils, you got your natural flavors of your leaves, the different types of leaves that have been used, and it's just really amazing. Like, seriously, just amazing. So you could just have that literally on its own, and it's so nutritious because you haven't really lost any of your nutrition that's contained within those things, and there isn't really any added preservatives or chemicals or whatever nonsense they're adding in food these days. So it's like really nice, organic, healthy food. It's super cheap, super easy to make. Yeah, like, it's really, I really enjoyed it. You know what, there is obviously variations that you can do to that dish. So you could probably add some some pepper, some green peppers in, some red peppers. You could probably add like chow mein. That's like like have that with chow mein. Like put like use like like or noodles, whatever noodles. Like your 2 minute noodles. You could use it. That is your base, and then that put that on, and then that would be like really yummy and fulfilling. It's actually like kind of fulfilling. Like is the fulfilling the right word? But anyway, right? Yeah. So that was that, and then the soup I just had like that, and then the maize meal bread just like that, like seriously, just like that, and I kind of enjoyed it. It's really simple. It's not extravagant food. It's not spicy or whatever. But this is basically um, the soup and the leaf meal, whatever you want to call it. I haven't come up with a name for it yet. If you guys can think of a name, then cool. If you guys tried, let me know. Share it with us. Then we can also share with other people. Tell us what your experience, what your variations are. I mean, it would be really nice to know. This is like literally experimental. I've never made this before, and it was freaking awesome. I'm going to be dead serious with that. So yeah, I basically made about 4 things yesterday, and it basically, like, if you have to really cost it up, definitely without a doubt comes to like less than 100 rand for all 4 of them combined. I mean, if you're gonna buy like your mini meal, but a 2 kg costs about 25 rand, I think. That's like now, and you're not really using the whole 25 bag, are you? 2 kgs, are you? And then there's the leaves. It depends where you're buying them, or if you're getting it from the garden. So if you're buying them, it just depends how much. Like, I usually buy my vegetables from like street vendors. Not necessarily the like your stores and stuff, because you never really know with the stores. But I kind of like to support these small businesses, like informal stuff, because I mean they're the people that need help, and you know like I really support like them actually doing something, and trying to support their families. But anyway, so like I would probably pay about 10 rand a bunch of leaves. So you're looking at about another 20 there. A tin of baked beans is about 12 rand, depending obviously which version you buy. So the one that I bought was like, I think, 8 rand. So we're currently looking at about 50, and then obviously we've got some chilies. You can buy your chilies also from these vendors. It's about 5 rand for like a big little bag thing. What else am I looking for? Yeah, your lentils, that packet of lentils. So 500 grams of that bag of lentils. Brown, red, whichever type of lentils you want to use. That really generally accounts like, again, 12 rand. Your frozen corn, or if you're buying it like normal corn or sweet corn, you're looking at about 10 to 25 rand, depending the quantity that you're buying, the type that you're buying, etc., etc. So yeah, your sugar, that's like about 10 rand for those small ones. Your yeast is like 2 rand a small pack. What else? Am I missing anything, guys? That Raja spice, I think it's 20 rand for a box. Not sure. I'll have to check that up again. I know for the stalks that I used, that's also like 20 rand for like a box, and that really stretches a long way. But you can buy like the smaller boxes, and that's like 5 rand. So like literally, guys, all 4 of these things that have been made in these videos cost less than 100 bucks, and also without a doubt is extremely healthy. Obviously not the baked beans one so much, because it's kind of commercialized and stuff, and it's in a tin and whatever, but super guys. Like, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and yeah.